YouTube is Rico, man, back with another video, man. Y'all see what we got going on, man. We got the Houdini in the City of Fallen Rappers by Trap Geek. So we already know what time it is. And other than that, if you're brand new to the channel or you've been watching videos on the channel but for some reason are not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If you're brand new, we recently just hit our goal to make 1,200 subscribers. So shout out to all the supporters out there that's been rocking with us from the very beginning and helped us get to our goal, which was achieved yesterday. So thank y'all, and I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all, and we continue to go up and up, man. Y'all already know what time it is now. We on the grind to that 5K. Yes, 5K. So we're about a good decent ways away from hitting 5K. So if you're brand new to the channel, like I said earlier, just hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and tell your friends and family, because hopefully they might become supporters as well and enjoy the type of content y'all like to enjoy as well. And also leave a like and comment on the video to help our video get recommended to a larger audience of people, to hopefully bring in more supporters to help us get to our goal of 5K subs. So do what y'all gotta do. But other than that, I'm gonna start the screen record and get this video started. Alright, that's started. Starting the video now.
And you become a target. Not only you're a target, you're rapping about these people. Your house is 10 times the size of their house. That would make me dislike me if I was on the other side.
And he just spoke facts, man. That's the major thing in this rap game right now. It's like, yeah, you coming up from the streets, but at the same time, you getting even more haters and enemies that you might not even know about, or even know that pretty much beefing with at the end of the day. Like, it's people that's finding hate because you got something that they don't got: new cars, houses, females, money. Or even females, it might be the same, where you got haters because you got a lot of dudes and money and cars and stuff that you that they don't pretty much get at all, or might not get as much as they would like, as much as you are. So that's a lot of stuff going on with that. And yeah, getting a lot of money and stuff draws a lot of attention. So even if it ain't some personal beefs going on from before you got on, it's gonna be some new ones just because now you in the spotlight pretty much at the end of the day. But yeah, man, it's crazy.
I don't need you, well I needed myself. I wasn't asking nobody for help. She wanted me cause her name ringing bell. Designer the G, so designer the bell.
He was just like my favorite rapper, literally of anyone. He was my favorite.
When you really think about it, yeah, most artists do get killed in their home city. And why do you think that is?
Hatred. People looking at you, saying, I wish that was me.
And big facts too, shoot. And it's mainly people from your own city that be hating on you. So once you blow up and stuff in the music game, you get a lot more haters, and haters hate you even more now just because you got on and got the fame and stuff. But yeah, man, I remember hearing about Houdini, man. It was crazy. And I seen Drake and all of them said something about it. Mill, they all gave him and his family condolences and stuff, man, because he was definitely getting on. He had a lot of features with a lot of mainstream artists and stuff. So he is another case of somebody that didn't get to really live their full potential and see what was in store for them in the future and stuff. So they pretty much he lost his life at a young age. I think he was like 21. So he didn't even get to see the half of his potential, and that's crazy. But he just another one of those what ifs. Like, how far would he have gone with this type thing?
Sent many fleeing for their lives here on this stretch. Now the 21-year-old has been identified as a popular Toronto rapper.
All right, we got to talk about the Houdini story, right?
And I don't know if I said 21 or if she said 21 or 20, but yeah, man. Y'all comment down below if it was 21.
Jealousy and hatred rappers got to deal with in their own home city is terrible. And that's a fact in every state in America. But one of the most violent cities right now for up-and-coming rappers to make it out of is Toronto. And people don't realize this. There's a reason Toronto's becoming one of the most surveyed cities in North America. It's looking like Beijing. They're getting cameras everywhere. Only Atlanta, Chicago, and DC got more surveillance per person. And that's because of the ongoing gang war that's been escalating for years, right? It's literally hunting season on rappers. And that's exactly what happened to Houdini. Houdini was sitting down with record labels in LA, New York, collabing with Pop Smoke. This kid was the real deal. Until a couple weeks ago, he was brutally shot and killed in broad daylight in the entertainment district of downtown Toronto. And this shit was surgical. They used Glock 9s with 30-round mags. They took advantage of Corona season by wearing medical masks to hide their faces. There was a 6-year-old kid that got...
And I remember me and Mimi was talking about this, like, back when the whole thing of what's going on right now in the world happened. Like, in the very beginning, we was like, yeah, this ain't low-key. This low-key pretty much gonna have a lot of people be able to do stuff with a mask on. You wouldn't think twice, because some people, like we is nowadays, gotta wear a mask everywhere we go and stuff. So it's like back then when it first started, though, they wasn't really enforcing it, but it was like if people got masks on, you ain't gonna think that they on some type of demon time pretty much at the end of the day. So that's just crazy, and pretty much proved that we was right to think the way we were thinking. Like, yeah, I could see some people taking advantage of the mask thing and stuff and doing what they do. But that's sad and crazy. And then on top of that, I do remember hearing about a lot of rappers passing away in Toronto or Canada in general just because of beefs and stuff. So this is definitely crazy and believable.
Got caught in the crossfire, dodging bullets.
That has a high-capacity magazine. It's a 30-round magazine. And as this unfolds, I want you to pay attention to the little boy that ducks into the vestibule here.
The whole thing was nuts, right? And the city is shook right now. Now, we're going to get into all this, but before we do, my song of the day today is none other than Houdini himself. Let's go. In order to understand this story, we got to...
And he wasn't that bad, just based off of that song right there. I can tell he definitely had a lot of potential and a lot of growth to go through, because he was going to be able to make hella tracks with all these other artists in the U.S. that's really mainstream and push his stuff even further and go crazy. Because he had a lot of people following him when he was first out, pretty at the end of the day. So, like I said, man, we ain't gonna never get to know the full potential that his career could have went. So that's just sad.
Focus on one hood in particular in Toronto called Driftwood, or Northside Jane and Finch. And this is where Houdini's from. Now, they're by far the most influential in terms of music in the city, but they're also a notorious Crip faction, right? They beef with pretty much everybody in the city. To the south of them, the south side of Jane and Finch, they bang Blood, and that's their direct rivals. The lowest income neighborhood in the city called Regent also has tension with Driftwood, stemming from rap beefs and rap killings. And another area called Rexdale has been Driftwood's rival for damn near a decade now. So they beef with everybody. Now, in 2015, Driftwood kids kinda instilled the Chirac music vibe up in the north, in Canada. They were putting disses to rivals in their tracks and talking about the stuff they were doing in the streets in their lyrics.
If you diss my niggas, then you know we pulling triggers. Late nights with them killers, we kidnapping drug dealers.
Now, that song is Robin Banks featuring Pressa. Pressa is one of the few who actually crossed over to the mainstream American scene, and he's actually living in Cali right now in a nice mansion. His rap career popped off for him, but before all that, he was involved in a case where he allegedly kidnapped 2 drug dealers, moving them around from location to location, holding them for ransom, until eventually forcing them to give each other head in front of everyone.
Yeah, he super violated them, if that's really true, man. Because, like, and plus on top of that, nowadays you don't really hear about anybody kidnapping drug dealers and stuff like that. You might hear that they come up missing, but you don't hear about them literally getting kidnapped and moved around from place to place and stuff like that. Because usually, well, this might be, no, I think this happens a lot too in real life, but in movies and real life, pretty much, drug dealers, they usually either get killed or somebody close to them get held for ransom and stuff, and then they gotta come up with all this money, etc., drugs or whatever, to get that person that's close to them back, pretty much at the end of the day. But the drug dealers themselves, you rarely hear about something like this, and this is definitely my first time of hearing something like this happen. So that's crazy. But as far as that other stuff that dude just said, super violated them, man. That's just crazy.
Everybody. 2 dudes. That's crazy. Now, Pressa was later cleared of those charges and granted the court's permission to go on tour with Drake out in England. And another rapper got 6 years in Pressa's place for the charge. Now, Pressa's partner, Robin Banks, who was in that track that I just showed.
That's crazy. So how did the person that he was cool with, that was in on the situation, take time, get 6 years or whatever the amount of time it was, but he didn't get nothing at all? That's crazy. Or he must have told the police that he ain't had nothing to do with it, but he went ahead and said, I'm the one that pretty much had all of this happen, or whatever the case is. So I just wonder how that situation went. If y'all know more about that, comment down below and let me know.
He was practically the pioneer for the scene, right? He had the torch early on from 2015, and he kind of started this organic hood label in Driftwood, where he was putting on all the rappers from his area. Robin Banks started getting millions of views, caught the attention of Meek Mill, who really rocked with the movement. Meek Mill and Robin Banks were sending paperwork back and forth. He was about to sign a deal with the Dream Chasers, and to celebrate, he was having a party at a hookah lounge called Cameo, where unfortunately his ops found out about it, infiltrated the party, and shot him up 9 times, leaving him in critical condition. Just as this man was about to cross over to the US scene, they orchestrated that hit on. Now thankfully, Robert Banks is alive, but he's paralyzed from the neck down. And his ops were super disrespectful, posting memes of him in a wheelchair and stuff. Now he's still doing his thing, releasing tracks and of course pushing the rappers from Driftwood on his label, but the rival is going after Robin.
And I know he blew as hell, because imagine literally you able to walk, do all this regular, normal, everyday life stuff, and then due to one incident, now all of that's being took away, and now you pretty much become a dependent in a way where somebody got to help you do certain stuff, and just to help you out to get through what you got to get through for the day and stuff, man. But that's crazy. But at least he survived, though, because once you gone, shoot. And then on top of that, if you got something going on where you was probably dependent on by your family or people you care about, and you taking care of them and stuff, if something happened to you, that's pretty much gonna stop whatever you had going on to help them out at the end of the day. So at least he was able to survive and still be able to make his music and stuff and provide for the people he gotta provide for.
Banks like that really escalated the violence in the city, and it made it kind of a trophy for people to target rappers. This was like the first high-profile assassination attempt on a rapper who was about to cross over. Now the next year, the most influential artist out of the country was Smoke Dogg. Now I'm not from Toronto, you don't gotta be from Toronto to know Smoke Dogg. He was getting co-signed by Drake, doing shows in the UK and the US, and he's from the place called Regent Park. Now this is pretty much the trenches, right? It's the lowest income community in the whole city, but it's not very close to Driftwood, and because of that, they didn't really have too much tension back and forth until one summer night at a club in 2018, Smoke Dogg got into a heated argument with a Driftwood rapper by the name of 21 Neat, and this shit escalated quickly, right? They stepped outside where 21 Neat shot and killed Smoke Dogg and his manager. Probably one of the most gruesome after-death videos I've seen of a rapper, right? People were filming him, and Smoke Dogg's brain matter was like leaking on the road. It was a wild scene. Now this pretty much...
That's crazy, man. That just goes to show, man. It's like, once you get all this type of money, and especially in the music industry, man, you got a lot of beefs that just happen to escalate further than probably you imagine it to. Like, some people really go to extreme lengths. They don't really care no more. Once you disrespect a person and they feel disrespected, and all they want is literally just blood for whatever happens. And it could be about a simple thing as in, oh, you stole my flow, music, woo woo woo. Now all of a sudden, hey, we gotta sell this through the streets, and that's just the way it is. No ifs, ands, or buts. No boxing, no nothing. So that's just crazy. But not only did he die, his manager died. That's just crazy, bro. You rarely hear about a music artist manager be also killed in a situation with the artist that they managing. So That's just crazy.
Gave Region the green light to go after Driftwood as retaliation. And this created a whole bunch of new problems in the city where two neighborhoods that otherwise didn't have too much tension now had maximum levels of tension. And Driftwood didn't really care, like they were welcoming all smoke. Now the Toronto police didn't arrest the rapper 21 Neat for quite some time. They couldn't find him. There were even rumors that he escaped to Somalia, but he eventually got found out all the way out in the west coast of the country near Vancouver, where he was extradited back to Toronto to stand trial for the murder of Smoke Dog. Now this is when the story gets wild, because 21 Neat has a brother who goes by the name of 22 Neat, right? They're both from Driftwood, they're from the same block as Pressa, Robin Banks, they're all homies, which is why it was weird when everyone found out 5 months ago in December of 2019, 22 Neat killed his own homie and fellow rapper on their label named YS. YS had just gotten back from doing a bit in jail, and he was on a bunch of tracks that were getting hundreds of thousands of views, and out of nowhere, the feds found YS's body all the way out on the west coast of the country near Vancouver, and the rumors started circulating that 22 Neat, his own homie, was the one who pulled the trigger. Nobody really knows why he did it, but...
And that's another crazy risk, too. It's like, once you come up, anybody, and it don't matter, it could be your mom, dad, brother, sister, granny, cousin, woo, etc., could potentially become one of your enemies. Like, and that's the crazy thing, too. So it's like, man, you get all this fame and stuff. Of course, you're going to expect to have a few people asking for handouts, probably down there a whole half side of your family that you probably rarely see or talk to on the daily more than you do the other half, or select few family members that you associate yourself with on a daily basis. Like you call them every now and then, or you always with them, doing stuff with them and stuff. So, of course, you expect that type of thing, but you don't really be knowing who really out of your family, friends, etc., is going to potentially become one of your enemies. And that's the scary part. And some of them do go to lengths like this. Well, he said allegedly, so we don't know for sure if that's a fact that 22 Neat the one that pulled the trigger on him. But if he did, that's just crazy. And some people will go to those lengths. Family, friends, it don't even matter. Some of them will do something like that to you. So you just, at the end of the day, gotta watch who you around and pay attention to the vibes and stuff, man. Because if the vibes is thrown off, then that should be an indication for you to try to back off a little bit on that person. I ain't saying you gotta cut them completely off, but just peep them and talk to them, pick their brain. Just find a way to figure out what's their motives and stuff if the vibes is weird around you or something. So definitely gotta pay attention to all that stuff.
But some people say it was over money. That's not been confirmed. Anyways, 22 Neat knew there would be repercussions, so he fled to a place called Calgary, Alberta. But he didn't last long. They actually found him dead 2 days later, as revenge for what he did to the homie YS. Now at this point, the city's in crisis, and Driftwood was putting out all this talent, but this
he just made himself look guilty by doing that. So you pretty much basically confirming everybody's suspicion that you might have been the one that killed y'all homie. So yeah, he definitely made himself look suspicious with that move.
Horrific stuff kept happening.
Drive safe.
What do we do with our son gone off to college?
What you'll do is claim a tuition tax credit for him, which I can help file.
And we got hit with a non-skippable
File with the
ad.
help of an expert, or let an expert file for you. Intuit TurboTax Live.
Yeah, 30-30. The next to pop out of the city was this rap duo formed by two brothers from Driftwood known as the Talib Twins. They had this track with 5 million views that was scorching hot in the city and in the US as well, before one of the twins eventually got locked up. So the other twin decided to keep the momentum going and kept releasing these fire tracks under the name the Talib Twin. In February of 2020, the Talib Twin was at a condo party on the 32nd floor of an Airbnb rental when two of his ops infiltrated the party and started opening fire. The Talib Twin fired back and managed to kill both of them before he himself died at the scene. And there's a bunch of speculation as to what happened. I mean, you can't make this shit up, right? Like, some people say he tripped and shot himself. But the feds believe he went into another room in the condo and just ended his own life. Like, the story's crazy, and the thing with Driftwood and the politics in the city is they beef with so many places that sometimes it's hard to say who is responsible for targeting. They got a lot of enemies. And then, of course, at the end of May, the single biggest name out of Toronto who's not Drake or Tory Lanez or The Weeknd was the rapper Houdini. Now, as I said in my intro, this is a kid who was sitting down with record labels in New York and Los Angeles. He was gonna go places. But unfortunately, as the trend is in the city, Houdini was in the entertainment district of Toronto late in the afternoon. And little did he know, there was a Volkswagen Tiguan that was lying in wait on the east side of a street called Blue Jays Way, which is right where he had to go by. They were waiting for a long time, over 40 minutes. And Houdini was with a 15-year-old boy.
They were waiting on him for 40 minutes. They were determined to do this. So that means they definitely had some type of hate for whatever reason towards him. And they just couldn't let this chance slide. They just said, you know, no matter how long it takes, we just gonna sit out here and wait. And that's crazy. Some people definitely do be to that point where if they plotting on you and you did something to them that possibly definitely went overboard, like I said, depend on basically in their opinion that you did something to them that just something gotta happen to you, period. They don't care how long it take or whatever. If they in your area and they know about it pretty much, they just gonna sit there and wait till they see you. But yeah, that's crazy. 40 minutes.
Boy at the time, and they were making their way down the street. And once they got in range of the Volkswagen, a lone shooter got out of the vehicle and started unloading a bunch of clips in Houdini's direction. There was this little kid who was caught in the crossfire, as well as a family. Like, this whole thing is on CCTV footage, right? It's heart-wrenching. And they unloaded a bunch of clips into Houdini, who got hit and kept running, right? Adrenaline, even if you get wounded mortally, you could still run because you got adrenaline. So he was running with a bunch of bullets in his body and then eventually collapsed and died. And the 15-year-old kid who was with Houdini was also strapped. And he was trying to get off shots back at the assailants, and then his gun jammed, right? Which he got rid of in an alleyway and ran away. Now, Meek Mill, Tory Lanez, and a whole bunch of others took to social media to express their condolences as soon as this happened. And you could see just how much the industry was rocking with Houdini. Like, this was a...
And in a lot of these cases, I be hearing about potentially either the person that got killed or shot, they got either a gun or their associates around them at the time had a gun, and they tried to shoot back. Pretty much at the end of the day, long story short, tried to shoot back, but for some reason the gun jammed. So I believe this possibly is because a lot of the guns are aftermarket, or yeah, pretty much aftermarket, bought off somebody else and stuff, and not bought brand new or something. But y'all let me know what is more likely to happen: a gun brand new straight out the store to jam up, or an aftermarket gun. And I'm pretty sure the aftermarket is going to be the best answer, most of y'all say, just because it's aftermarket and ain't no telling how many people that had it and previously before you, so it's more likely to jam up here and there and stuff. So y'all comment down and let me know for sure though.
The kid was about to make it. But just look at Toronto. The city is in shambles right now. Like, the retaliation killings have already been ordered. Houdini's own memorial got shot up in this ridiculous video you can see on YouTube. It's like this drive-by style video where out of the darkness this car pulls up, starts opening fire into a crowd. The whole crowd is strapped up, so they immediately start firing back. But this shit is nuts. I know this happens in the States, it's nothing new, but I'm coining Toronto the city of the fallen rappers because
even at his funeral, everybody was strapped up because they already know what time it is. And some people will take advantage of that opportunity, because if your oppositions, say somebody, not even you, just say somebody in your group get killed by y'all ops and stuff, y'all go to a funeral and stuff, they're going to try to take advantage of that because they know y'all going to be mainly focused on what's going on at the funeral, whatever, woo, etc. Then they just come out the cut and literally just start spraying at everybody that they see. So that's just crazy. And I seen some cases like that I heard about or seen around and stuff, where stuff like that do happen. Some people be shooting up funerals and stuff, and people at the funeral be shooting back and all type of stuff. So It's definitely crazy out here, man. Y'all just gotta stay safe and watch y'all surroundings and watch everything going on. That's why y'all see a lot of y'all rappers and stuff either paranoid or they just be watching around and stuff. They just trying to basically make sure their life don't get put in a gym. So they literally paying attention to everything and anything moving around them and stuff, because you never know nowadays.
The trend recently of the up-and-coming rappers who are now dead is just unparalleled. Like, you can't compare it. But yeah, man, that's it for this video. Rest in peace to Houdini. Gone but not forgotten.
Yeah, R.I.P. Houdini, man, because he definitely was on the come up, man. But that's crazy, man. All them rappers literally killed in Toronto. And I even seen an incident where a rapper was at the bank, because I remember this artist, I think, was signed to Drake at the time. I can't remember his name, but this artist was literally at the bank or whatever, and out of nowhere, you seen in the back behind him, somebody, like a couple people rush in and just literally, he ain't had nowhere to go, so they already up on him and stuff, and instantly just started killing him with gun shootings and stuff. So it's crazy, man. You definitely just gotta watch your back and watch your surroundings, and if you can, try to avoid a situation where you know you got enemies and stuff, but you taking care of business somewhere. Just make sure you got ways to be able to move around and stuff, not get boxed in anywhere where you got nowhere to go and stuff like that, because all that stuff counts, man. But other than that, this is the end of this video, man. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. And I'm gonna see y'all later on with more bangers. And don't forget, we're gonna around the 5K now, so subscribe if you're brand new, and I'm gonna see y'all later on. Peace.